Let's try this new BB Burst Tinted Gel Cream by Kosas. This retails for $38 for 1 ounce, and I got the shade 11. It is the second to lightest shade. It is considered very light cool, and the lightest shade would be very light neutral 10. There are 27 shades, and I really think because this is a BB cream and it's so thin, it doesn't really matter which color you get as long as you're in the ballpark, because it doesn't have much coverage. I'm going to apply this with my fingers just like they advise to do, and right away I can tell this is sticky, and it kind of smells like rancid oil a little bit, so that's not great, but it does fade. I am having trouble, see how sticky that is? I'm having trouble getting this to set down and go into my skin, so I'm going to try stamping it in with this brush to see if that's any better, and it's not. I feel like I mean, even with the Stands Out sponge, it still feels sticky, and I feel like I almost removed most of the product, and definitely not much coverage, but they don't claim that it has a lot of coverage. Okay, so that's my primed and moisturized and SPF'd side. Well, what can we do? Let's see if it layers. First, I'm gonna try just putting this straight on with a brush to see if that's any better. And I wouldn't necessarily say so. Okay, well, yeah, it's very light, it's very glowy, and very, very sticky. It doesn't feel very good on your skin. It's fairly uncomfortable. I did check, and later it did sort of dry down. So it just takes a while. I'm gonna go ahead and see if I can get a second layer of this to get a little more coverage, but it doesn't really want to layer too much. I did get a little bit, but now it feels really dry, and it is really, really catching texture when I tried to layer it, which it really didn't say to do. And I can see why, but I don't know. It's still sticky at this point. I'm really not so happy about this, but we're gonna give it a full wear test. We'll see. I really definitely need some concealer with this, so I'm gonna use my Natasha Denona concealer. I am gonna go ahead and set this with my Givenchy powder. This is the same powder that I always use, so I kind of have a good baseline to test with. Okay, it looks better with powder. It does set down, it's not sticky anymore. Texture is definitely not great. All right, well, let's see. All right, so this is where we're starting with this. Just to start, I don't know why, it itches right here. That's unusual for me. I'm wondering if I'm having a little bit of a reaction to something in there. We'll see how that goes for the rest of the day. I got this to look okay. It is not so reflective that it picks up the texture too bad once you've powdered. Overall, it's not sticky anymore now that it's powdered down. But also, it does not have a lot of coverage, so I absolutely had to use some concealer, which I don't, I hate when I do that, because, I mean, this is how I'm going to wear it, so it's a good way to do a wear test, but, you know, some of what you're going to see in my T-zone where I used, you know, my Natasha Denona concealer, it's going to be the concealer that you're seeing how it wears. But the reality is, there's no way I was going to wear this without that concealer, so for me, because it doesn't offer a lot of coverage, this is a wear test on how I would actually wear this particular foundation or skin tint. Definitely a skin tint. It is really not a foundation. I really wish this wasn't. It's like a tingle, an itch, whatever. I want to scratch it, but if I keep touching it, I'm going to remove all my makeup. So try to leave it alone. All right. So I gotta say, not super impressed with the application, not super thinking that this is worth a bunch of money. I have skin tints that do a better job of covering and don't look like this particular one, and don't make my chin itch, so I think this is going to be another one of those expensive ones that I'm like, but why? All right, let's do the full wear test, and we'll see what I think by the end of the day. Okay, so we're starting with 0 hour. Let me show up close real quick. I did add, the shine you see here is my highlighter. So It's really not from the actual skin tint. Okay, that's it. Let's give it a try. Ooh, yeah, so this is 1 hour in. Like, jump scared myself. Oh no. I mean, from a distance, I just look sort of dry. Up close, that is terrible. 1 hour. What are all these hydrating claims? It feels really, really dry. Now, some of this is right where I put the concealer, because that's what I had, but you can see where I didn't. It still has that weird texture. That's not cute. Ugh. Yeah. I don't like this. Not at all. And I do see I'm starting to get, I'm only 1 hour in, and because I think it's so drying, I'm starting to have just the beginnings of oil. And I have a whole bunch of like, I have like anti-oil primers underneath this. I have sort of things, moisturizers. I have perimenopause brain, sorry. Sunscreen. Ah, yes. I have sunscreen on. All of these things that I would normally put under my makeup that really keep me moisturized. I shouldn't look this dry. Like, I'm never this dry. Everything is the same powder I always use. Oh, look at that. You can just see it like picks up every single pore, and it looks like it's sucked all the moisture out. Oh, 1 hour in. Oh, jeez. This is not a good one. Okay, now this is 2 hours in. Just sort of natural light, obviously, by the windows. You can still see all that texture, and it keeps sort of going into the side of my nose there. Look at that. That looks terrible. Oh, I want to fix it so bad. And I am getting oily at 2 hours. That's unusual. Okay, 3 hour check-in. This is not my favorite so far. I definitely, at least so far, I don't think I'm gonna wear this one again. We are only 3 hours in and I have oily breakthrough. I prepped my skin properly. I shouldn't have oily breakthrough at this point, but my skin feels tight and it feels dry, and that is definitely going to cause me to break out into oils sooner than usual, because my poor skin is like, ooh, you're too dry. Let's try and rehydrate you. So yeah, a lot of texture, and then I don't know, it keeps like it keeps traveling to like this spot on my nose, and I keep having to wipe it away. I probably shouldn't. I should just leave it there so you can see how bad it is, but it's like pooling up on the sides of my nose. Ew. All right, so I mean, this is only the 3 hour check-in. I have not powdered. I want to powder so bad. I do keep touching my face because I kind of want to rub it in, so it actually would probably be worse than it is. Not that much coverage. I can tell it's like already wanting to come off. This is just, eesh. I'm not sure what skin type this is for. Maybe severely dry, but even that doesn't make sense because it's drying me out. I don't understand what's going on. All right, we're gonna keep going with this. Here's the up close. You know, I'm in my lights here. Believe it or not, this looks worse, I think, outside. But you can see, I mean, just oily breakthrough coming through everywhere. My skin feels tight. That's just not, yeah. Anyway, this is still 3 hours, and this is just the iPhone so that you can see how incredibly bad the texture is. My lovely camera is really good at sort of hiding texture. It's one of the reasons I like it, because I'm textured, and I would prefer to look my best, at least for the internet. The iPhone is not so kind. So there, you can see what's really going on. All right, we're gonna keep going. This is gonna be the hottest mess by like 6, 7, 8 hours. I cannot wait to take this off. My skin feels so bad. Okay, we're at 5 hours outside in pickup. I swear this has created wrinkles I don't even have. That's not a feature. I'm not, not gonna pay extra for that. Yeah, this is bad. I mean, yeah, no, not this one. And here is 6 hours. It's starting to get dark out, so it's not quite as bad in this light, but it's still not good. Okay, I think we're gonna stop here. This is at about like between 7 and 8 hours. I feel like it hasn't got a ton worse than it already is. I think what happened is it felt like my skin was really tight and really dry when I put it on, and it doesn't feel that way anymore. I think the oils that were going to break through broke through, and they re-moisturized my face, and they're kind of done. I have had worse breakthrough than this considering how dry I was before, but I gotta say I wore just some concealer yesterday and the same like base makeup, moisturizers and SPF and all that stuff. And yesterday I had zero oil. In fact, it was a little weird. I was like, oh, so it really is for me. Some of these, I don't know, they're supposed to be glowy foundations. They are actually causing me to be oilier than I would be without them. Like, I now have proof that it's really the foundations that are doing it. So, I mean, I wouldn't say that this particular foundation was marketed towards people with really oily skin like me, but I kind of want to say that I actually don't have horribly oily skin now. I think I have sort of medium oily skin, and certain foundations can make it very, very oily because yesterday I was not oily at all. So, yeah, you really do need to pick foundations that are going to work for your particular skin type. I think if you just never get oily and you like those glowy kind of foundations or those hydrating foundations, something like this is probably going to appeal to you. It's worth a try, maybe, but I have to say, for the money on this one, I don't know. I just don't have good luck with Kosas. I don't think it's made for either aging skin, textured skin, or really oily skin. I don't know. It just doesn't work for me. So I really can't recommend this one, which is unfortunate. It's another expensive one. If you're looking for a skin tint, I would much prefer the Essence skin tint is fantastic. The Wet n Wild skin tint that's like $6 is fantastic, and it works for oily skin and it works for dry skin because I've used it when I had dry skin and when I've had oily skin. I don't know. I think it's probably some of the skincare that they put in here. It just doesn't have the greatest texture. Oh, yeah. I can't recommend this one. So go ahead and save your money. This one's a pass. I mean, I hate to be negative, but for the price, I can't even really say that if you're a super dry skin person that this has anything in it that makes it better than like the Wet n Wild or the Essence skin tints. I mean, there's a million skin tints. It reminds me a little bit of the new CoverGirl Simply Ageless Skin Perfecting Essence, the one with the little beads in it. This one's actually pretty nice. It doesn't make you super oily, and it has sort of a similar texture where it feels like there is color suspended in serum, and this one has that feeling when you start to rub it out. It feels like a thin serum, and then the color sort of spreads a bit, like almost separate of it. It's in this one, it doesn't do a good job on your skin. It's hard to make it look right. In this one, it gets creamy and then it looks really, really nice. This one's like $20, and it has a lot of the skincare in it that this one does, and or at least something similar. And it's a lot nicer. It's a lot prettier. So, yeah. That's it. That's the full review. If you have any questions, as always, leave them below. I am happy to answer any questions or, do any swatch tests or whatever for you. If you like this kind of content and you haven't already subscribed, I sure would appreciate if you went ahead and hit the subscribe and notify button so that you get notified every time I upload a video. I do 1 to 2 videos a week and lots of shorts. So unfortunately, another fail. I do have a really good foundation that I've tried that is really, really cheap from Catrice that is coming up, so stay tuned for that review. That will be coming up here pretty soon. All right, I hope you're having a wonderful day, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks again.